Kolik stojí GoPro 8?
Já nevím.
Dobrý, tak už nám to nemusíš spát. Dobrý, tak jo. Dobrá práce, ty vole. Na ty členy teda prdíš dál, ale...
Pořád, jo?
Nebudeme,
já myslím, že mi jako, dáš nějaký jako zvonek jako...
Ale já jsem nad tím přemýšlel, ale to bych musel tady synkat, že jo, ale to nechce.
Ok, zkusme to teďka, že až budu mluvit, no jasně, teď mě buzeruj, já chci to udělat dobře, takže když udělej nějaký tohle, jo?
Ale protože si to ty lidi bude bavit.
Dáme 2 věty. I had opportunity to start. Já si myslím, že spousta lidí se přepíná do režimu oběti v čemkoliv, protože je to prostě jednodušší. Just stay open-minded.
EV driver, okay. Why is that important to you?
I would live in Asia, like maybe Hong Kong or Singapore.
You would?
Jako já tady mám ještě jezdu z Karlína, když jsem dostal dlažební kostkou do hlavy. You know, the thing I hate about myself, I didn't finish the university, was I wasn't strong enough to go over these obstacles.
Tak let's continue. Absolutně si nespamatuju, kde jsme skončili, ale další kolonka v tvém bio byla EV driver. Okay. Why is that important to you? Or why is it in your bio? It must be important.
EV driver means electric vehicle driver, right? Or an electric vehicle driver.
Super.
Yeah, which is a topic I'm really into at the moment. And I'm trying to explore this area. And I want to let people know. So at the moment, I have Tesla Model 3, which is quite fun. And I'm testing other cars from other vendors. And you know, I want to find out what it's like. Does it make sense? Is this the future, or is it absolute mistake? And we will have to kind of switch back to combustion engine.
Well, it all depends if. Okay, I'm not educated enough on this, but you know, my common sense is telling me no matter if your car is electric or, you know, uses combustion, because what it depends on is how do you charge your car, right? Am I right? Like if you plug your car into this socket, it takes, where does it take the energy from? I don't know. Jak se jmenou ty uhelný
coal?
No, já jsem myslel ty jména konkrétní. Most and places like that. So it takes the energy from burning coal, which is also, I guess, it's not ideal. So it's all a matter of the source of the energy, right?
It's a little bit more complicated.
Okay.
First thing, electric vehicles they have local zero emissions. Okay. So if you drive your car around Karlin, electric vehicle, zero emissions. So nothing in the air from the car. Okay, first thing.
But in most.
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
but let's. Okay. When people ask me about the benefits of, let's say Tesla, I say, or other cars, it's local zero emissions. It's much easier to, you know, decrease emissions in most in one plant. Than decrease emissions of 3 million cars
everywhere.
Everywhere, you know, it's much easier because you have just one source, or we have like 10, 20, maybe 50 sources. I don't know, but it's much easier. And there are people who have diesel cars with really, really bad emissions. So there's the first thing. But you are correct. At the moment, it's like 60% of the energy is coming from coal
plants.
Yeah, coal plants. But I think you need to, we should look at this problem from the perspective of 10, 20, 30 years. So ideally, the future will be we can get most of the energy from renewable sources, like sun, right? It's quite powerful source. And others, and maybe coal plants will be 10 or 20%. And then it completely changes the rovnice. Equation, thank you. You know, so I like to look at things from different angles.
Yeah,
but you're absolutely right.
I just think that there's a big buzz around, you know, EV. What do you call it? EV. Well, that's it. EV.
EVs, yes, EVs or electric vehicles.
But nobody, well, not nobody, but the public doesn't, you know, care about the source of the energy as much as they care about the cars themselves. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody says, oh, yeah, I've got a Tesla, but people don't really, you know, see what's behind it.
Yeah, correct. I mean, at the moment, there are really basically two groups. One group hate EVs, they hate EU, and they feel like this is really bad decision. And the other part just feels, I think it makes sense. It's expensive at the moment. I will not buy it now. But
How
maybe
much
in
is
10
it?
years.
How much is a Tesla?
It starts at 1.5 million crowns.
I don't have that right now.
So
Not on me.
Yeah, it's expensive, and actually, it's a good thing. I'm fully aware that it might sound weird, but you don't want 1 million people to buy electric vehicles in 1 year. It would completely destroy the grid and the market, obviously. So it's expensive now. There are a couple of people who buy it, test it. There will be new charging stations, and it will slowly grow. And in 10, 12 years, we'll probably have like 300, 500,000 cars, running on battery or hybrids, which is still only 10-15% of all cars in the Czech Republic. So it's
How many cars are there?
I think 6 million registered.
Můžu
be wrong.
Můžu tě teda?
No, jasně.
Jo?
Poslouchám.
6 milionů.
6 milion.
A proč? Ne 6 millions.
Nevím, prostě to tak je.
Je to strašně jednoduchá poučka. Když tam je číslo, nebude tam S-ko.
Okay.
Čili 6,000 bude 6,000.
Yeah.
Ale na demonstraci se sešli tisíce lidí. Thousands of people have gathered. Jo? Čili když chceš vyjádřit nějaký množství tisíců, stovek, milionů, tak to můžeš dát s S-kem, ale jakmile tam bude číslo, easy business.
Super, další věc jsem se naučil.
Aha, a pak si hnedka řekl, možná špatně. A chtěl si říct, chtěl se opravit a chtěl si říct, možná špatně. Jak řekneš možná špatně? Možná se mýlím.
Maybe I'm wrong.
A víš, co se ti stává?
I might be wrong.
To neřešme teďka, ale I might be wrong je krásný, ale už předtím si řekl někde třeba slovo věc a řekl si think.
Okay.
A co bys měl říct? Ne think, ale...
Teď úplně nerozumím...
O výslovnost se mi jedná. Jedná se mi o tvou českou výslovnost a dělají to všichni Češi. Hrozně rád hrajou Minecraft. Jak bys řekl tuhle větu?
I like to play Minecraft.
Aha, a kdybys řekl, jo, to si mě obešel. Jo, dobře, a kdyby to bylo, ne, I like to play, ale I like
Playing?
A, teď to je správně.
Jo, jasně, že tam Gčko nedáš. Jasně.
No, ty vlastně tam dáš něco mezi. Jako nesmíš tam dát Kčko, to český, a to jako děláme. Já to nedělám, můžu říct, ale jako hodně lidí to dělá, jo, že řeknou playing, think, ale správně má být nosovka. A to je něco, co nás trápí hodně, protože vlastně my nosovky máme vždycky spojený s Kčkem. Jo, třeba já nevím, branka. Tam je nosovka a pak je vždycky k, nebo maminka. A mě žádný slovo nekončí jako zvukem n, že jo. Možná ngujen, David ngujen, jako ty vesničani. To je ta samá nosovka vlastně, že jo. Vesničani, já jsem chtěl říct Vietnamci, jsem to řekl. Takže my bychom měli vždycky n a g skončit nosovkou a nikdy ne káčkem. A je to těžký pro nás.
Jo.
Spíš Teď to jsi dobré.
Dobrý, díky.
No. A ještě děláš teda, když už jsme u té výslovnosti.
Jo, výslovnost jako nemám moc dobrou.
No. A tohle se jednoduše, a protože to jsou slova, které už si řekl dneska několikrát, v podstatě, nebo základní.
Jako basically.
Aha, to je špatně. A drahý.
Expensive.
Teď už je to správně. Jde mi o S-ko a Z-ko. Češi říkají expensive, basically, university, a tak. A tady v těch všech slovech je S-ko a Češi tam spou, protože to je vlastně Čenglish, protože prostě je bazický, jo, a expensive, nevím, proč říkají teda.
Expensive,
basic a tak.
A
osoba,
třeba
osoba,
basic,
nebo osobně, jak bys řekl osobně si myslím.
Personally?
Tak, a ne personally.
Jo,
to jsou typický český chyby, že Z-ko strkáš tam, kde nemá být. Okay, so we were talking about e-cars, so you think there's a future there? We will see what happens. Is that what you're saying?
I think it will be part of the future. I'm not saying there will be only electric vehicles, but there will be some.
Okay, interesting.
Good, man.
Okay. A ještě jedna věc zajímavá, kterou máš ve svém bio. To je zajímavé, kdo se dá bavit o bio. Jo? To je prostě, žijeme v době, kdy se všechno zkracuje.
A to je zajímavý přístup, že jako Nevím, jestli mě někdo ještě pospovídal na základě BIA, ale vlastně je to velmi chytrý, protože BIO si ten člověk sám vybral, co tam dá. Tím pádem se rovnou můžeš bavit o tom, jako co on považuje za důležitý, že jo?
Je tam Prague.
Aha.
Is it important to you? Is it Prague and no other place? Have you ever lived anywhere else? Where do you live in Prague? Do you love Prague?
I was born in Prague. Actually, I went to basic elementary school.
A stejně to nebylo basic, ale...
Basic?
Elementary.
Yeah. Elementary school around the corner. So I was born here, I live here, and...
By the church? The school by the big church? By the square?
No. It's basically...
Basically
here in Pernerova.
Okay.
So the other one is high school, I guess. Or it was. And I never actually lived elsewhere. So if I would have opportunity, I mean, if I were younger, like 20, 25, I would definitely go somewhere and make my English better or learn better English. But I never lived elsewhere, but I had opportunity to travel around the world, and I realized this is the place I want to live. I want to stay here. I think it's the best combination of freedom and opportunities and kind of easy living. I don't want to live in London. I would live in Asia, like maybe Hong Kong or Singapore.
You would?
I would for a year or two, just to experience that. Maybe a little bit more Singapore. I have a couple of friends there, and I think it might be nice lifestyle for business life, like not family life. Yeah, and it's in there maybe more for foreign people. Let me know where I'm based in.
Okay. And what about Prague specifically? You said that there's a good ratio of, easy living and also good business opportunity and all things like that. I think that many Czech people really underestimate, or they kind of they spit on the Czech Republic and the standards of living here. They think that it's so much easier in Germany. I always see on Facebook some of my dumb friends sharing how easy it is in Germany, like how much more money you make and how harder it is here. But the reality of, and you're also not so much older, but you're a little older than me, and you've seen more. So and the more I talk to people about this, the more I see that everybody who has seen the world loves the Czech Republic and wants to be here. Is that you as well?
Absolutely. I mean, it's super cheap here. But I'm talking from perspective of a guy who had opportunity to earn money in another country, and if you earn, if your paycheck is in British pounds, then Czech Republic is cheap, like super cheap. That's why British guys are coming here to every weekend to get drunk and have fun, right? Bachelor's parties. So if you see it from this perspective, this is a really cheap place to live. And at the same moment, you get great social support. Let's say, if your leg is broken, there will be guys who help you, and you will not pay that much money. I think you can earn nice money if you work and you want to earn good money. So yeah, I don't think there's better place to live. There are people who talk about New Zealand, which I believe must be beautiful. I don't know how from business perspective. There are people who talk about Bali and similar countries, and I think it makes sense if you make money here and then move there and live really, cheap life. I mean, cheap life in based on your outcome, like how much money you have to spend on daily basis.
Frugal. We say frugal.
Frugal?
To je jako hospodárný, nebo jako prostě, že neutrácíš moc a přemýšlíš nad penězma, aby si se nevydal.
Jo, já jsem to spíš myslel tak, že dokážeš tam žít za velmi málo peněz.
Jo, aniž by se snažil, tak to myslel.
No, jakože řada lidí dělá to, že tady vydělá peníze, mají pár milionů na účtě a prostě ostěhují se na Bali, tam něco koupějí a jsou schopní tam jako úplně v pohodě dožít.
Jo, takhle, to jsme se nepochopili. Okay.
Tak jako to třeba jako Bali is beautiful, right? But yeah, I mean, this country is fantastic. The only thing I miss is sea, but I can go to Italy or other countries.
thank you for switching back to English yourself. That was nice. I usually have to, make the guests switch back to English. Dobrá práce, ty vole. Na ty členy teda prdíš dál, ale...
Pořád, jo?
Nebudeme,
já myslím, že mi jako, dáš nějaký jako zvonek jako...
Ale já jsem nad tím přemýšlel, ale to bych musel tady synkat, že jo? Ale to nechceš, že jo? Třeba the sea.
No, já jsem
nebo třeba best si řek něco a musí být vždycky the best, protože co je nejlepší, je vždycky jenom
to
jedno.
Jo,
a pravdu. Co je jedno, je jedinečný. A to je jedno z pravidel.
Ok, zkusme to teďka, že až budu mluvit. No jasně, teď mě buzeruj. Já chci to udělat dobře, takže když udělej nějaký tohle, jo?
Ale my si to ty lidi bude bavit.
Dáme 2 věty, pak to, jakmile to uděláš kupát, jak to necháme. Dobře, já to zkusím teďka říkat dobře, jo?
Dobře.
Protože to tady jsem, že jo? Jako já se chci zlepšit.
Okay, so let's talk about Petr Mára, the person in your story, because you're what? You look like 38, 9...
41.
41. Okay, so you're 41, so you're 16 years older than me, which means you've experienced a lot more, you've seen a lot more. So I want to hear your story. Maybe if you could, you can start with, you've already mentioned where you grew up. I want to hear about what kind of kid you were, what kind of student you were, and then based on that, maybe we can see like how did it influence your career and like what happened to you, because I know you had a health crisis or something like that.
Yeah.
And I want to hear all about it, but we have to start with comic book number 1, like origin backstory. So what kind of kid were you?
I was a nice kid. I lived on the street, and I was the kid who earned really good. I don't know if I would say you didn't say numbers at school. No, známky.
Já bych řekl grades.
Grades, thank you. Yeah.
se používá, myslím, marks.
Marks or grades, yeah. So I had like grades 1 or 2. I was usually the best one in the classroom. Mm-hmm. So everybody...
Did it come easy to you, or did you have to study?
It was easy to me, and I had no problems at school. There are kids who try to explore themselves, doing stupid things. Mm-hmm. I was the nice kid. I was doing what I was supposed to do.
Were you also like nerdy, geeky?
Yeah, because I had an opportunity, thank you, to start using a computer when I was
tady technicky, jak říkala moje češtinářka, zdravím, říkala vždycky, chlape, vy si to obhájíte. Ty by si tady dokázal obhájit i určitý člen, protože měl si nějakou konkrétní příležitost, kterou zrovna se chystáš rozvíjet. Bavíme se o jedné konkrétní příležitosti, čili I had the opportunity to bla bla bla. Ale šlo by tam oboje, jo? Jenom jako, že říkám, že ne, vždycky se mě lidi ptají, že jsou z těch členů zoufalí a moje odpověď zní, když máš pocit, že jde říct oboje, vyber si. Je to furt. Záleží vždycky, jestli chci říct, měl jsem tu příležitost, což mi přijde, že tady by dávalo smysl. I had the opportunity to, a vlastně už mluvíš o té jedné konkrétní. A nebo I had an opportunity, kterou pak dál vysvětlíš. Jako jde oboje, jo? Tak aby z toho měl nějakou
So I had the opportunity to start using a computer when I was like 8 or 9 years old. Mm-hmm. And I had Commodore.
What year was this?
Huh?
What year was this?
80 something.
Okay, so I wasn't born.
Like 87, before the Velvet Revolution. Okay. And so I was a little bit nerdy. And at the same moment, this street this part of the city was quite tough when we were kids. So you were used to be ready to fight and stuff like that. So, when I have discussion with my son, when I have a discussion with my son, kids these days feel like they are not that tough, yeah, I think so. Tough is the word. Mm-hmm. This part of the city was tough.
Was it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like Žižkov today? Or Žižák today?
Man, Žižkov and Karlín, it was the tough part of Prague. Really, you didn't want to live here. Okay. It changed really after the flood. I say like that, after the flood. Yeah. But before that, Karlín was a little bit challenging. There's the sign Neboj.
Okay.
on the Žižkov tunnel, right?
I don't know about that. But
No?
So now it's prestigious, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't, so you're not from Prague?
No, I'm a villager.
Okay, so...
I live close to Odebírej.
Okay. So Karlín was this part of the city, but there's the thing, when I'm talking about that, it was actually really good because you experience something that you might not have opportunity if you live in a safe part of the city. This was challenging part.
Okay, jakože jsi chtěl říct, že bys neměl tu samou příležitost, kdybys žil jedné.
Přesně tak.
No, jakoby já jsem ti rozuměl, jo. Ale, jo, to je právě to. Počkej, já to teďka stopnu, no. Jak jsi na tom s časem, Petře?
Ale ty jsi říkal do 5 a já mám výročí svatby se ženou, tak bych nějak potřeboval ještě na kytku a domů.
Výročí? No tak dobře, no.
No to už se dneska nehraje.
Jsem na to nepřemýšlel, že ty kdybys neměl vlasy, tak máš úplně jinou hlavu.
No,
úplně bys vypadal, na to se.
Tak já občas nosím ty vlasy takhle nahoru, že? Jakoby...
To vypadáš drsnic. To bys měl, vypadáš ostřejc takhle.
Okay.
Abys přežil v Karlíně. Okay, so...
Jako já tady mám ještě jízdu z Karlíně, když jsem dostal dlažební kostkou do hlavy.
To jsi fakt dostal.
No jasně.
And did you ever get beat up, or were you a good fighter? Did you really fight, or did you mostly run away?
We were kids, right? So we were fighting each other, and yes, sometimes I got beaten, sometimes I won. But we were 10, 12 years, old. Then I went to high school, Libeň, and it was completely nerdy school, and it was over. But here, yeah, it was quite fight zone.
Petře, jak bys řekl, někdy jsem vyhrál? Nepřemýšlej.
Jo, there was a couple of times I won.
Aha. Víš, jak se vyslovuje, víš, jak je rozdíl ve výslovnosti mezi on a jedničkou v angličtině?
One?
Žádný.
Fakt? One?
One.
Třeba B one?
One.
One?
One.
Jako O a dohromady, one?
Je to úplně stejný.
Počkej, ne, one je jako minulý čas, ne? Jako...
Tak můžeme se vsadit.
No ne, já ti věřím, tak mě tomu rozumím.
Ale já si rád přivydělám.
Já bych řekl I won.
Tesla, ty vole, by se mi hodila. Klidně o dvojku můžem.
Takže chci říct, že I won se čte I won.
A bacha, ať se ti nedotýkají zubirtů. Wow.
I won.
One.
Ok, díky.
Já teda si musím dát pozor na tebe, protože ty tíhneš a inklinuješ k britský angličtině, ale tohle si troufám říct, že je stejně v britský i v americký. V americký 100%, jo? One, we won, jo? To bude znít stejně. Tak tak napiš tam on pronunciation do Google, jenom takhle, jako ono ti to ukáže. To je mimochodem skvělý nástroj, přátelé, pro vás. Napište slovo a za něj pronunciation a hnedka Google vám to rovnou řekne. I si to můžete poslechnout. Když to budeš držet blízko mikrofonu, to bude i slyšet. Aha.
One.
OK.
Víš?
Dobrý,
takže,
díky.
Ale Češi říkají won, nevím
jo,
proč.
I won. OK, to je dobrý.
I won.
To je dobrý, zase jsem se něco nového naučil.
Who won? I won. He didn't win, I won. Jo, je to zvláštní. I won se rýmuje se.
Je to zvláštní, ale asi to tak je, no.
No, asi určitě. So sometimes you won. Okay. And then you studied high school. Was it like Gimple here somewhere?
Yeah, Gimple, and basically focused on programming.
Basically.
And it was one of the first programming schools in Prague because it just started. I was part of the revolution, right? Because the internet wasn't here yet. I guess you know internet since your childhood, right?
Yes, true.
For me, there was the change.
You experienced it.
Yeah, which is something I'm glad I experienced.
Yes, and for me, I feel the same with smartphones and also like the internet. When I was a kid, we didn't use the internet.
Yeah.
It wasn't normal to chat, and then ICQ came, but that was around the time I was like 12 or something. So I really did experience the word pre-internet, and it was also different. Maybe people were using it in LA, but I lived in Libice, right? So it was different in the village too. All right, and then college, was it also technical? Was it?
Actually it was Czech
Technical university.
Yeah, technical university. I went to construction faculty, and because I didn't know what to do, I was pretty sure I don't want to be a programmer, which didn't really work. I mean, I switched back after a couple of years, but I didn't finish the school.
Mhm.
I mean, the university, and then I
But
basically
this was in the 90s, so it's a big deal not to finish
Yeah.
university in the 90s.
Yeah.
But what, for example, what did your parents say? Or
That's the thing. At the moment, they didn't really care.
they didn't care. Okay.
They had their own troubles.
Okay. And what about your surroundings, people around you?
They thought I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because, I want you to elaborate on that. Tell me a little more, because I quit university myself, and there's still a stigma, right? If you want to have a good
Yeah.
life, study university, and then you will get a good job. But at the same time, there's the truth is that if you want to do what you love, you don't need any university for that if you're good enough. But still, university can teach you a lot. So
Exactly.
how do you balance, if you if you talk to the thousands of people here, how do you balance that? Should
Okay.
I quit? Should
Yeah,
I continue?
okay. Just bear in mind, these were 90s.
Mhm.
And the Czech Republic
90s.
in the 90s,
Uh-huh.
it was Wild West.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Now it's kind of structured. Everything kind of works. But the 90s, it was madness, So at the school, they were talking about marketing,
Mhm.
but they had no idea what marketing really is, because
In
the
communism,
teachers,
you don't do any marketing. right?
exactly. So I mean, the technical part made really sense, but these new areas, these new topics.
Mm-hmm. So would you say the reason for your quitting was you didn't, it didn't make much sense to you, the things that were taught?
The reason was I hated it, and I didn't have enough strength to stay there
Mhm.
and finish it, which was the right way to do, to finish the school.
Oh, you said
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing I hate about myself, I didn't finish the university, was I wasn't strong enough to go over these obstacles just to finish it, because of the.
But you shouldn't.
I quit at the 4th year of.
Me too.
So one year.
But I still, maybe I will see it differently, but I have to disagree with you, because you shouldn't do things just to finish them. If you hate something, that you should see my wallpaper. It says my screensaver. It says there's no reason to do shit you hate. None.
Yeah, Gary Vee, right?
It's true.
It's
so true.
Actually, I have been to New York City when he was delivering this presentation in 2009 at WebEx.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was there.
For real?
It was great
That's
presentation. I remember him saying that. And you know what? He's right. At the same moment, in the same presentation, he was talking about the dip
Mm-hmm.
that he was running his TV show for like 2 years,
Mhm.
and nobody cared.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I'm talking about is to be able to go through this dip.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's true.
That's what the university can teach you, because you go through some kind of weird shit you hate, just to learn that in the world it's not only about the fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually right. I'm glad I didn't finish it. I don't really care about the degree. Thank you. And being there for 4 years gave me enough time to experience other, or to try other opportunities, what to do with my life. So I think it was good 4 years for me to try to think about what I really love, what I want to do, and what I hate.
Mm-hmm.
At the same moment, it wasn't strategic decision, right? It wasn't a strategic decision, But at the moment, I'm okay with that. But to be honest, when I was 25, 23, and I went to, I went to pub with my friends from high school. I went to a meeting, or a pub with my friends from high school. From high school, I felt stupid because all of them had degree, and I was the dropout.
Mm-hmm.
I felt stupid, like, you are all the smart guys here sitting next to me.
But that's also something that you can see more clearly now, that this is not the way life works.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just want to say that some people feel like I quit university because I hate this, and they become easy quitters. And I think that's the dangerous thing.
Yes.
If you take this approach, then you might finish really bad. And then I think better strategy is finish the school, do some work, whatever, even if you don't like it, at least be able to earn some money and make enough money for your family.
Yeah.
You know what? That's what I'm talking about. I definitely agree with that. Leaving the school, doing something you love, and having enough energy to go through or over the obstacles. That's correct. I absolutely agree. But sometimes people don't hear all the conditions.
Yes.
You know,
The
that's
context.
the context. That's why I'm really trying to explain the decision behind. And if my parents would care, I wouldn't leave the school, to be honest.
Okay. Nebudu teďka řešit kondicionál.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. I would, you know, I still have to kind of oppose a little bit, because I think that my goal personally is to be the easiest quitter when it comes to the things that I don't, you know, see the where I don't see the purpose, the sense, the meaning, and you know, I think that many people have the what's more dangerous is when people have the opposite problem. They never quit because what would people say, or because I don't quit. I'm not that kind of person who quits. I will go through with this. I hate it, but somewhere, you know, in 10 years it will pay off. I mean, just doing the things because do you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
you know?
I think I understand.
I think you should be an easy quitter if you have a plan, and if you know what you want to do, and if this is not a part of your plan, that you should quit as quick as possible. That's what I think. If you realize that it's not for you, you know what, because the time is limited. You can't spend 5 years by studying about something that you don't even like.
Yeah, I agree. My thought is, if you do something you love, part of the job maybe things you don't like and enjoy.
True.
And the thing is, don't quit something you love because there is some part you hate.
True.
That's what I think.
If you love the bigger picture,
exactly.
Then so let's agree to agree. Okay. Great. Jsem rád, že jsme se shodli. Takže teda potřebuješ odcházet za 4 hodiny.
No, plus minus.
No, tak já to ty vole zrychlím, já si baví mě to s tebou.
Taky je to zajímavý. A díky za to, že můžeme mluvit v angličtině, to je super.
Jo, takže pokračujeme v angličtině. Tak jo, tak víš co, tak si vybereme. Chtěl jsem tady mluvit o fascinaci technologií, z čeho mít obavy, kam jdeme, kam směřujeme, o social media, což je jenom tohle samo je na hodinu. Potom jsem chtěl mluvit o tom, jestli chodíš offline, jestli máš jiný koníčky, co je pro tebe důležitý v životě. Někde jsem slyšel, jak jsi mluvil zajímavě o štěstí, tak o tom můžeme taky, co tě na světě a v České republice sere, a naopak, co máš na světě a v České republice rád, to už jsme trošku zmínili. Jak balancovat, mám toho spoustu, tak si vyber, o čem bys si chtěl povídat, protože nestihneme skoro nic.
Ale to štěstí je zajímavý téma.
Jo.
Zrovna o tom jsem dlouho s někým jako nemluvil.
Okay, so let's, not just about happiness, but let's talk about your values, okay? Can we talk about that, or do you or let me ask you this: are you happy? A chci ti nabrnknout na tvoje myšlenky.
Okay, okay, got it.
So that's why I'm asking you.
Most of the time I'm happy, but I don't think goal of my life is happiness.
So
you know what I mean? There are many people who say I want to be happiness is the
ultimate.
And I think that's the stupidest thing you might set as a goal or target.
But you know what? It's my goal right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and but it's
so then I don't want to destroy your goal.
No, don't. Please go. I have a thick skin, but
okay.
Explain.
Okay. This is kind of philosophical approach. I'm influenced by a guy called Jordan Peterson.
Jordan B. Peterson?
Yeah,
that's
correct.
The guy who wrote the 12 rules.
Yeah, exactly. He's really. I'm not saying he's right in everything, but I think it's good to listen to him and think about what he's saying. And he's actually right in a couple of things, or there are a couple of things I agree with. And one of them is basically life is not based on happiness, right? Life is quite tough thing. I mean, you need to pay the bills. Sometimes you are sick. When you get older, you have less time for yourself because you have family, you have kids. Sometimes the kids are sick and you don't feel good about that. You feel very sad. Then you get older and your friends start dying, and then you die, right? So life isn't like, yeah, everything's beautiful. Life is a combination of both. So I like this kind of realistic approach. And you might get to situation or to mindset that happiness is basically being alive, which then happiness makes sense. You know what I mean? But for many people, happiness is, I don't need to do anything. I just do what I love, and I have enough money. I travel around the world, etc. And I don't think this is happiness, and I don't think this is the goal. Okay, so I have my own health issues. Members of my family have health issues, and there are moments when you feel like, shit, I hate reality. I just want to get out of it. On the YouTube or Instagram, I present the nice part. But life is tough. Even though you work hard, you feel you do the right thing, it's really hard. And I like this realistic approach, like the the hard part and the nice part is just part of life. Both of them have to be there because one is part of the other.
So is that the chapter where he's talking about chaos?
Yeah, basically that's
yeah.
the yin and yang, right? Bad and good, happy and sad. Basically, you always have these opposites. We all have them, right?
So what is the goal? Like, okay, so you don't try to be happy. You say, okay, there's bad days, there's good days, and what
you need to find some purpose. Something you need to find something that will make you happy a couple of times or sometime. You know what I mean? But I think the purpose is something that help people go over the struggles, if it makes sense, over these struggles. Is it correct?
Overcome struggles.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So I think that's for me value and the goal. Because life
happens.
Yeah, life happens. I don't know if it makes sense. It's a little bit different when you are 20 something. You see the world differently, which is great. But when you are 40, you just realize that it's not only fun.
So this was gradual for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you were at a point where you thought that you need to be happy, and that's important for you?
I always felt like happiness is the ultimate goal. Like that's the thing you want to reach.
And now you say it's the stupidest thing.
And now I feel like it's something you can try to chase your whole world and forget the important things that are happening to you on daily basis. You know what I mean? So for me, stupid thing. Sometimes I might have tough day. Kids might be loud and doing stupid things, and I might yell at them. And you feel like the atmosphere at home is not good. But I always try to hug my kids before they go to bed and sleep, and just kiss them and say, let's say, I love you or whatever. Just to get it to the right moment, to the right atmosphere.
To make it right.
Make it right. And that's the moment. That's the beautiful moment when you realize everything is cool. Just for a couple of seconds, and then you open your mailbox and you see all the shit you need to deal with. You know what I mean? But these are the moments. And if my goal would be happiness, which might mean having an apartment in New York and flying there in the first class, then I would feel I'm not there yet. I'm not happy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
For me, it was always just about feeling happy. That's my happiness. Like when I say my goal is to be happy, or my goal is happiness, I mean to wake up with a smile on my face, and to have as many of these moments as possible. And also I know that life happens to you. People get sick, people die, but all you can ultimately change is the perception of your world. So that is happiness for me. A way to hack, a way to realize your own happiness inside. And we've all seen this or heard about the stories of people having nothing, or the poor kids in Africa with huge smiles on their faces. So for me, and I feel like we're having such a wonderful time in 2019 in the Czech Republic, where we have so much opportunity, and yet the rate of suicide and all these things, like people are unhappy. People in America, they are addicted to painkillers and all kinds of shit. So for me, I just want to feel happy. That's what I meant by happiness.
Okay, which is a mindset basically.
Mhm.
And as you said, you might be sick
Mhm.
and still be happy.
Mhm.
You know, I was dealing with long-term disease,
Mhm.
and every morning you wake up, you feel terrible,
Mhm.
and it's really hard to switch your brain.
Yeah.
Let's feel happy because I'm
Yeah.
alive.
But you could. But you could.
You could, yeah, absolutely, you could, but it's really hard, and you have to find a way how to do that. Which doesn't mean I'm happy. It's just about focusing on something different than your pain, because otherwise you wouldn't survive, right? You would just be home and be sad, which is stupid. So it's about focusing on something else to overcome these obstacles. I understand what you mean. I'm just saying that I think for many people this is so hard, that and that's the reason why we as a species um, mm, moving towards drugs,
We run
alcohol,
away.
whatever, help us to get out of reality.
Mhm.
If you think about it, people don't want to be in reality.
Mhm.
They want to watch this video and listen to us, which means they don't care about what's happening at the moment. That's why we watch TV shows. That's why we go to cinema. That's why we like alcohol. And imagine if there would be another prohibition. There will be much higher, suicide rate, because being in reality is tough, and we are just basically trying to find a way how to get out of reality.
Yeah.
Because reality is tough, and if you are able to implement this approach, I'm happy whatever is happening around me, then you are the winner. I'm just thinking that for many people this is mental program that they never even thought about. And for them, happiness means I'm having money, enjoying life, having beautiful wife, amazing kids, great job. You know what I mean?
Some success.
Yeah, success or whatever.
Mhm.
This approach you mentioned is the goal, and then it's perfect.
Okay.
If you are able to do that, even though you have some chaos in your life, right? He's talking about chaos and how to say
Like
that?
some structure, order.
Order, yeah. Chaos and order, right? Which is combination of both. If you are able to keep this approach when you are in the chaos, it's beautiful.
You know what when you're talking about chaos and order, that's from Peterson as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Basically, he's taking from other philosophers,
Mhm.
right? But he's
Yes,
mentioning it.
yes. So what I always imagine is like I step out of the house and I want to be in chaos, but I always want to be able to feel that when I fall asleep, I'm like I step back in the order. For me, it's not about standing one leg here, one leg there, but it's I'm able to live in chaos for 12 hours, but then I have to get back. That's just my idea. That's the way I see chaos and order. Some people see it as a combination of both at the same time, but I kind of like go from one extreme to the other. That's just my point that I wanted to mention.
Interesting.
Ty jsi ještě jsem k tomu něco chtěl dodat, ale vlastně takže se vlastně shodujeme na tom štěstí. Am I right?
I think you are right. It really depends what happiness means to you.
Yes.
And what's the approach. Yeah.
Nerad bych přišel o konec. Dobrý, 23. Tak budeme muset za chvíli končit. Tak víš co, tak dáme message závěrečnou a mrdat. To se nedá nic dělat, no, bohužel. Já jsem tě zase moc nebuzeroval, protože jsou to tak krásné věci, o kterých mluvíš. Zase tam ty členy, vole, zase basically 6krát. Ne, to je fouk. Já jsem se s tebou chtěl bavit o offline životě ještě a to nestihnem. So unfortunately we're running out of time because it's Peter's anniversary, right? And so we've got to go. So let's wrap up real quick in 5 minutes. I want to hear, because we've kind of talked about your story. School, we then didn't have much time to talk about the career, but we have mentioned it before. So what were the most important lessons you learned? You've mentioned being sick for a long time. Did that teach you anything? Did it like change
absolutely.
your... Yeah?
I mean, it was one of the greatest lessons I ever learned.
What was the lesson?
For me, the lesson was I survived.
Okay.
and I was trying to find solution. That's the lesson, because you might end up as a victim. Many people who are sick end up as a victim. Yeah, give me some pills, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you don't have to be a victim. You can take control.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really important lesson. And it doesn't mean if you are sick or whatever, but always you
You
can
are
decide:
preaching.
am I a victim, or am I somebody who's in control of his own life? Okay.
And I think this was Stephen Covey who said, you know, he mentioned, do you know him? The
Yeah,
seven habits. So one of them is don't be reactive, be proactive.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, it's just different words. So you're either the victim or the creator.
Yeah.
So was that your lesson?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, what he means, for instance, in the business environment, you always need to find time to do actionable things that are your actions, instead of being distracted by other people and being in the reactive mode. I think it's similar, but this is about being able to survive when you don't feel okay and still move on. Right, so the kind of toughness, because many people see, when you see somebody who is successful, you see only the top of the hill, right, or top of the iceberg. They use this one, right, but beneath it there is loads of decisions, things you have to go through, or obstacles and
struggles,
right?
right?
Yeah, right. But people don't see that. People just see the final product, and I think this kind of helped me to be able to survive, even though I don't feel okay. So that's really important. Another thing, and I'm still learning that, is just stay open-minded. Just don't lock your mind towards anything. Anything, right? You might feel like TikTok is stupid, which is stupid to think that. Yeah, I might not understand it, which doesn't mean it's stupid, and it doesn't mean that in next 5 years I might miss an opportunity to be part of the movement.
And also, sorry for interrupting you.
No worries.
It's a part of the human nature to judge and to
Exactly,
come to conclusions, because it helps you survive, right? You see an apple and you're like, yeah, that's an apple, I can eat that. And then you see a snake and I have to run away, right?
Yeah.
So you make these conclusions, and you know, even with people, we judge so fast. The first time I see you look like a hippie, you know, like if I met you on the street with the hair, and if I can see you with the joint in your mouth, but that's maybe just my, you know, projection of reality. So you're right, staying open-minded and not judging, not making conclusions is important in life.
And I'm learning that, you know. I'm not saying I'm perfect, I'm definitely not, but it's a process, right? So I think these two things are important. And to be honest, English is super important, because for me the great benefit is I can get information from people out of this country. I mean, there's like 10 million people in this country, right? And there are, I don't know how many billions people.
You're connected.
Yeah, you're connected, and you get information from the source. So English is really, really important, at least on the passive level. So you can read, you can listen to podcasts, videos, etc. So that's another thing I would like to learn better in my early age.
Oh, okay. I would have preferred to learn more. Okay. I would have. Že teď I would je vlastně jako pro přítomnost, nebo pro budoucnost. Je to jako, já bych si dal knedlík, ale včera já bych ti to býval řekl, I would have told you. Ale to je na díl.
To se učil můj se před měsícem.
Kolik má?
9.
Okay. To se učí v 9, kam ho posíláš?
On chodí na ČVUT, on ČVUT má školu pod ČVUT.
V 9 lety modální minulý sloveso, to je frajeři, já jsem ještě žádnýho 9letýho kluka neučil. Anyway.
Já jsem mu to taky, já neříkám, že jsem to byl schopen vysvětlit. Já tam jenom příklady.
Dobře, ještě prosím tě, English is super important. For example, I'm watching Stargate Atlantis right now. Do you know Stargate?
Yeah.
And they speak English in the Pegasus galaxy, right?
So,
yeah.
Yeah, we might need it in the future.
Okay. And what about business-wise? Give me one more lesson, because you make, I guess you make a lot of money. Probably more than, 90% of the people watching, maybe even more. And hats off for that. Congratulations. But
thank you.
and I guess you deserve it. But what did you learn about money, about making money and having money, and then just your approach to money? Did it change over the years?
I have one money hack,
Mm-hmm.
and it might be just mindset thing, but I was never an employee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was for 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
because I hate budgets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when you have a limit.
Mm-hmm.
So my approach always was, I want to do this, I want to buy this, or I want to fly over there. And I wasn't thinking this is my limit. I was thinking, what can I do to earn more money to get there?
Mm-hmm.
So it was always, this brain thing, thinking about. It's not only about earning more money, but it's about the strategy. What can I do in this business to earn the same money in shorter time?
Mm-hmm.
But it was the goal, not the budget.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hate. Výplata, jak se to říká?
Salary?
Salary.
Mm-hmm.
I hated the imagination of having a salary because it's a limit.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. So that's my business approach. I'm
Okay.
not thinking about
Interesting.
how much money I can earn on monthly basis. I don't want to earn limit money on a monthly basis.
Mm-hmm.
I want to earn money based on how much time I spend on a project or for a client.
Mm-hmm.
And I always want to be a little bit better than I was a year ago, because that means I can earn more money per hour, which is strategy I'm just doing, and it kind of works.
Yeah. So to improve yourself to be more valuable on the market is
Exactly.
super important. And then I'm not sure if I understood it quite right. I will have to replay the video about not setting limitations. So basically, what you want to afford, you come up with a way to afford it.
Exactly.
And you don't limit yourself.
Exactly.
Okay.
There are people who feel like I have limit for this vacation.
Oh, so this is
And I don't care about the limit.
Have you read Rich Dad Poor Dad? It's like the first lesson. Bohatý táta, chudý táta.
Yeah.
Profláklá záležitost. So one of the first rules is like, so the poor mindset say, I can't afford this.
Yeah, exactly.
And the rich mindset says, how can I
exactly.
afford
And
this?
that's the whole thing. That's what I'm doing my whole life.
Good. So you're a rich dad.
The basic 101.
Okay. Just one last thing that I want you to say. What's your message? A řekni mi česky. Jaká je message sledujícím tohohle videa? Co, kdybys mohl mluvit, představ si, kdybys mohl mluvit ke všem v České republice. Co bys jim řekl? No a je to tady, bude to hluboký.
No, ale jako vlastně to, co jsme si teď říkali,
jo?
Jako nelimitujte se. Prostě sky is the limit. A já si myslím, že spousta lidí se přepíná do režimu oběti v čemkoliv, protože je to prostě jednodušší. A pokud tahle země bude víc
odpovědnosti.
Přesně tak. A pokud tady bude většina lidí, a teď neříkám, že to tak je, jo, ale pokud budeme vnímat, že život je to, co dělají všichni kolem nás a že tak je to normální, tak jsme prostě v pytli. Jsme prostě malá země, málo lidí, nemáme pořádný HDP a vždycky tady bude nějaký silnější hráč a jediný, jak to přetlouci, je prostě tím, že si řekneme, kašlu na ten život, co žijou všichni, najdu si vlastní cestu a v ní budu dobrý. To je celý, jako prostě najděte to, v čem můžete být lepší a dělejte to místo toho, abyste byli oběti, protože všichni okolo jsou taky oběti. Vykašlete se na to.
To je message jako kráva.
Jo, viď? Ale díky za tvůj čas.
Prosím vás, můžete Petra taky sledovat na jeho social, na YouTube, na Instači. Kde funguješ nejvíc? Kde to máš nejradši?
Instagram mám asi úplně nejradši a YouTube mám víc tak jako jednosměr.
Tak prosím vás, sledujte ho na Instači. On dělá ty vole vlogy na Instagram do storíček s GoPročkem. Kolik stojí GoPro 8?
Já nevím.
Dobrý, tak už nám to nemusí spát. Dobrý, tak jo. Děkujem.
Díky.
Tak jsem si to užil.
Já taky. Bylo to moc fajn a díky za tu angličtinu.
Já jsem tě nechtěl tolik opravovat.
Já vím, že jsi nakonec opravoval, že tam toho bylo hromada, ale víš co, to je přesně ono, neporozuměli jsme si, jo.
Ale můžu ti říct, že fakt neděláš chyby téměř jinde než ve členech, což je super. A nemusíš nic jiného řešit, proč měříš?
189, 190 s těmhle bokama.
Potřeboval taky takový na ty. 6 cm. No tak jo, tak si užij výročí.
Ale bylo to super, díky.
To jsem rád.